Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, living, animating, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast with me, your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, hero of psych, defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on wondrous Crossroads. Yes, Crossroads. In the north, it is Use-m246 fighting for the Overwatch Commandos, Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 21st Panzer Division here with Overwatch, Luftwaffe Ground Forces and Special Operations with Triple Infantry. As the south, it is Aimstrong, fighting for King Country, the Commonwealth, the British Army. Setting out here an assault party with the 1st Canadian Infantry Division here. We got Lendy's Assault, Vanguard Operations and Commandos with Triple Infantry. Triple section start, double focus there for use. And as always, a big highly thanks to my patron supporters, these champions, these heroes, are the Propagandacast for keeping the business. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. I do note, pledge $5 or more, and you do get a monthly review of any replay. So if you need to improve your game or something like that, then I do that. Worth noting, it's not going to be a video that gets put up. It's more like, email conversation where you can send in any further, questions or things want improvement. You can also send more emails about the replay. But anyways, quick note there. I should donate if you can. I'll also link to the video description. I'll also comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, all that jazz. East here we got sections going around points. In the west side we got second round points. In the westwards, folks going there for the point here. Storm of folks going northwards there. So far aggressive standard stuff here from both sides. British player leading for the British Empire with the infantry sections. Sandbags in the western point, very good. Sturmpani's advancing on the centre with the Sturmgewehr 44. Sandbags up here by the eastern victory point, very good. Shots about to be fired here. University following up with Aimstrong. Section on the fire, they're getting blasted by the Lee Enfield wielding yeomanry. Sturmpani's backing off a bit there, since obviously that kind of engagement would end up very poorly with them. If, say, this section had been isolated, the Sturmpani's get close enough quickly, the Sturmpani's could have won that, but in that sort of terrain here with buildings, two sections, the Sturmpani's have just been pointlessly wasted. Use-m246 realised this decides not to clash with Aimstrong there, which is obviously the right choice. Third floor's coming useless there, Trot Light for use. University almost down there for Aimstrong. The University was a result by way of sort of thinking from World War I, where they basically figured they need small light vehicles, transfer stuff to trenches, stuff like that, through heavy fire and artillery fire, and sort of came up with the University. The French actually had a similar piece of equipment. In fact, the British and the French drew a lot of the same conclusion from winning World War I. And so a lot of the early arsenal was actually based around that, and University was one of those elements, though it quickly, was realised that wasn't needed. Instead, it ended up serving purpose as a tractor, infantry transport, reconnaissance vehicle, a weapons platform. It's very flexible in that sense. So, no fanfare, but even the Soviets kind of liked it. In fact, the Soviets removed a bunch of them and used them for their own reconnaissance units. Belgrade records there for Use-m246. No sign of doctrines. Though as the British, most Overwatch Commandos players end up favouring Overwatch because the Jaeger-Light Infantry Recon Squad is quite good against the sections because the G for the freeze can basically negate the sections, otherwise high durability, you're just picking them off very rapidly. So that tends to make Overwatch a very popular counter-pick against British players. Okay, now this is interesting. This is super rare. Use is actually going for a Panzerschreck on his Sturmpaniers. This is very rare, not something you actually typically see. Sabbath for Aimstrong, got the Vickers K, they're mounted on the Universal Carrier, very good. Folks with the section on the centre, on the west side here, folks coming up there. So we got the Panzerschreck on the Sturmpaniers. You just don't see that very often. I mean, it's not like it's wildly overcosted, 70 meters for a Panzerschreck is good. It's just, typically you want the Minesweeper kits and all that. On the Sturmpaniers, it's going to repair faster, but again, it does all take advantage of veterans get faster in theory, so it's just super rare, but not necessarily bad. It's just, you just prefer them with Minesweeper kits most of the time. If they could put away their Panzerschreck like they could put away Minesweepers, I think they'd see a lot more usage. But even then. So, very interesting choice. Use-m246 very exciting. Again, super rare though. Super rare. Samsung at the west side, folks backing off here. Aimstrong is hitting hard. He's really cutting off the use of supply lines, disrupting them. Very good. Excellent play there by Aimstrong. Again, veteran player, also Danish. Universe capturing the folks on the west. Section engaged with the folks on Sturmpani's option way for Aimstrong. Very interesting there as well. Bit of a rare one there, despite the option kind of being good. Most British players just don't bother with them because, the section itself is just so superlative. It just doesn't need the option a lot of the time. Which I think is getting realised a bit weird and not really trying to tone down the section in some other manner. If you're really not going to use this officer most of the time, if the section just, do the job. Jaeger's on the way there for use. But we do get the officer up for Aimstrong. We'll have to see how much use. And of course, got the light gun bomb, which is great. Heroic charge, which is pretty good. Recon sweep's decent, but it's just the officer himself is just a fairly good assault team. for a fairly decent price. I mean, 320 manpower for, you know, almost commando-grade infantry team is, you know, fairly good. Ground points on the rest of the sections, taking in on the fuel point, very good there. You certainly being pressured here by Aimstrong and the 1st Canadian Infantry Division. Very good play there. And we got the marking rifle up there for the Jaegers, allowing them to pick off wounded British infantrymen. And of course, quick to pick them off. So again, it's not uncommon to see, for example, a lot of Overwatch players go for like 2 to 3 Jaeger squads versus the British. So again, they can just quickly beat out the section, of course. Once they get going, they can really bleed them out. Good hit from the Patrick Marine Vessel Carrier. Again, this might be why I went for it, because trying to catch Universal Carrier with the Raketenwerfer is kind of awkward due to everything. But again, with the Panzerschreck, you don't have to like worry about like, you know, a lot of the details, like, you know, setting up the right position. The Panzerschreck just fires. Flak half tank for the Use-m246, getting very interesting here. Sniper on the way for Aimstrong. Gigs up the section there. Universal Carrier guarding from the south, close to Veterans 1 here. Aimstrong keeps up pressure. Got the officer pushing back, the Falcon is there. Sniper halfway down for Aimstrong. And there we go, got the Universal Carrier there. Aimstrong didn't not see that one coming here. Great there, and the jump line squad is almost Veterans 1 already. Very good. They're putting some significant pressure down Aimstrong. Losing the Universal Carrier this early on is a huge blow. So clearly, in this case, the Panzerschreck actually worked out nice. There got a section wiped on the trees. You know, the Jaeger sprinting away. Oh, he actually used a sprint. Wow. I mean, most players never use sprint with Jaegers like this. Just all these tiny little details and builds which most players just never bother. We got the heroic charge on the off section there from the officer. Almost got the light gun bomber here. Really some intense action. Both players really just trying to get the most out of the units, which you just typically don't see from the average player. And certainly, had he lost the Universal Carrier here, I think Aimstrong probably got him fairly ahead here. But again, losing that Universal Carrier, there was just a great shot there from the Sturm Ponies, and it really gives you Use-m246 up the hand, really hands up. And it's not like, you know, the Panzerschreck theoretically gets, you know, bad or anything like that. It's still decent in late game. And again, could allow the Sturm Ponies to get up to the high levels of veterans faster, which, you know, is obviously a boon. But we'll see where it goes. All the way, though, definitely unorthodox play there to a small degree by Use-m246, and Aimstrong definitely not playing the Brits fully typically either. Folks then being pushed back by the officer. Cop point again being hit. Really disruptive play then. Use actually cancels the flak half fan. Interesting choice there. I wonder what's the cause of that. Sniper fire, light gun bomb in the Falcon is Use. Ooh, that was close there. That was incredibly close. The West here, Sniper picks off the Sturm Pioneers. My God, are they using anti-tank rifles for sniping? Yeah, I'm fairly certain the actual English didn't do this. I mean, they're assholes, bastards, a bunch of pricks. So, I mean, clearly they don't have the brains for doing that ever. Jaegers pursuing the troops this now over there. In a good condition. I mean, again, I'm fairly certain the Brits never did that. I mean, the only ones, again, I know sort of read about that did it were the Soviet snipers. That was mostly to fire, you know, small high explosive rounds into, like, the slits of bunkers to clear out the crews, apparently. That was really it. Anyway, troops heading out there. We got their machine gun on weather for Use-m246. Looks like going to try and take it fast here over Aimstrong. East side is wide open. Use, I think, has sensed that as Aimstrong pulls in another assault team to the cemetery. Section officer, all that reinforcing back at base. Also gain Veterans 1. And can of course then move towards Veteran 2 and Veteran 3. Like Veteran 2 they get another squad member. MD-34 on the way there for Use. Folks they've been largely in by the section. Sniper there joins in for an extra kill. 4 kills so far. MD-34 already here for Use-m246. Good progress in the east as you can see there. No resistance from Aimstrong and the 1st Canadian Infantry Division whatsoever. None whatsoever. Section focusing on the west side. East side we've got the Jaegers ground least in point here. Summing up, second getting the Jaegers. Sturm Ponies flanking in. Sniper with 5 kills. Back hit reinforcing healing. Yep, nope, by 2 Jaeger squads. We could even see a third one, though most players tend not to commit to 3, though it's not like super rare either. It's just not the most typical choice, but some players will definitely go for 3 Jaegers, since again, they can absolutely, you know, go through infantry sections like, you know, dysentery goes through, you know, an Enlightenment City London, Enlightenment era London. There we go. Shot on the way there for Use-m246. What's it, cholera? Well, you know, dysentery, cholera. Same thing, bad water quality and, you know, terrible hygiene. Taking shot to bits, see if I can push back there. Ground the western points. Card point being hit. They use really swing towards the east now, allowing Aimstrong to grab the west point, but again, he took a reflecting signal swing behind him. Very good play there by Use-m246. Very good tactical grasp on the battlefield against his opponent. Tracking this up for the 300 quarters. Aimstrong was all rushing out Cromwell here at the 10-minute mark. And again, even with that push, they were still a bit slow. They're allowing Aimstrong to rush out the 10-minute mark Cromwell, which again really highlights on the strength of the British. They can take up super fast as well. Partly because they don't have that many tiers and because they're not that expensive. So on top of that, with combined with Crossroads, which again has a lot more fuel than the average map, meaning even that brief moment Aimstrong had a lot more control of the map than Use. He was able to push out a tank so fast. And right now, Use only has a single Panther Strike team, maybe on a few mines to try and slow that down. So this is going to be a strong moment here for Aimstrong. It's going to be quite tough there for Use, I think, to slow down Aimstrong unless Aimstrong mishandles the Cromwell spectacularly, or Use pulls off an absolute stroke of genius.
Our capture point.
Not impossible, of course, but you know. Aimstrong definitely, I think, is in a very dominant position right now, and Use is definitely in for a rough ride. He's trying, I think, to bait the officer into the mine here. Not bad, not bad. We've got the Cromwell out here for Aimstrong and the tank commander. And of course, worth noting here, same scrap hunt pulls on the base, very good there. Realising the exposure no matter what. Thumbs up there to Use-m246. Snarl pursued by the Jaegers, the kidnap from away. This is obviously knows he's got no way of stopping the Cromwell loss until now, so going for the kidnap is obviously a very good choice there to Use-m246. I mean, you can't even say go for another Sturmpanzer, he's got for another Panther Strike if he wanted to. He doesn't have the munitions. After they're gaining into 2, opening up for another squad member. Machine gun there holding up the sections. Their little picnic there disrupted by a good old German machine gun nest. The #1 calls for ruined British picnics in the 20th century. Even after the war's over. Cromwell East was there, machine gun pushing forward towards the car point. Shot fired, missed. Grab the car point again, open the western fuel, might want to grab the eastern fuel, but then he's cut off Use from the eastern fuel as well. They're very good again, just slows down Use there. He hasn't even like authorized, so it's still going to take him a lot of resources to get out any tank here versus Aimstrong. More sappers there for Aimstrong. Still no doctrine though. Still no doctrine. I mean, obviously more sappers up with the tank will be used to sweep for mines. Got the Sturmpanzer and Panther Strike team there nearby. Pancast off it. Oh dear. Perhaps Aimstrong has gotten a bit too overconfident here. He's now paying the price. Don't worry, gentlemen. It's just what the Germans call a Panther Strike. It's not that dangerous. And suddenly, you know, when he ignores it, it actually becomes quite dangerous. So, Aimstrong here, his hubris seemingly becoming a bit of his undoing. He actually loses the Cromwell there, and the Sturmpanzer actually ended up playing a significant role in that. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good investment taking up the Investigator and I hope finish off the Cromwell. And as you might notice, much better at keeping up pace to finish off stuff than like Kednov, which again has to set up, pack up, set up, pack up. With the Sturmpanzer, you know, it's a lot faster. Sturmpanzer pursued by the section. Section there as the Sturmpanzers. Sniper kill there. Forced retreat. Nothing further on the Aimstrong space. Still no doctrine. I mean, they're all technically all good. I mean, Vanguard will also like the officer, but commanders one way, smoke, raid operations, or self-repair, strafing support. You could also go for commanders for both commando teams, assault, mortar cover, air supremacies, commanders obviously. And this could offer him the assault section. Mortars that could probably have gone for that sooner than half-tech could be helpful. So he's got plenty of options. The question, of course, is what is Aimstrong planning? But after using the Cromwell here was a bit low. The Aimstrong definitely, I think, pushed it too far and failed to support it properly. Oh, Sniper getting ambushed for the Jaegers. We could see White Pig. Yup, Sniper down before Aimstrong knew what happened there. Aimstrong definitely getting a bit too overconfident now. A bit of that good old-fashioned British hubris kicking in there. And is leading him more likely to commit mistakes, which Use-m246 is more than happy to punish him for. Sections just focuses in the east here. Grenade off.
We're losing a capture point.
Commanders inbound their fame. Sometimes you do get commandos. Feel like this could have been out sooner. Also for assault and mortar cover. I think this could give Aimstrong a much stronger hand here, so feels a bit like a slip up there. Authorization down there on the Schwerer Panzer Quarters. Whoops, hiccup. Sorry about that. Typically, most Germans do not hiccup when they see Schwerer Panzer Headquarters. Commanders at the ready, though. Silent standing guns at the ready. And the Senegal force going for the Jaegers. Air reconnaissance from the officer. Recon sweep there, very interesting.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Commanders getting ready to ambush on the Sturm Pioneer. We got mines as well. Light cannon bomb off. Ooh, Sturmbann's squad about to get wiped out here. Devastating ambush there by Aimstrong. Thumbs up to that one. Also worth noting, light cannon bombs and the heavier ones actually didn't have timers. They were passive grenades. I meant like you need to go off once they hit something. Little fun fact. They're obviously a lot harder to balance, obviously, but you know, just technically incorrectly displayed with a timer. They did not have timers. Here's from Amsterdam. No, then his command central, they got special for the force grab hand called thinking hardy as well. They even got an assault here. Sadly, the assault went straight to an MU-34, rather ruining the entire idea. Damn Germans with their damn machine guns. Bloody unsporting. Yes, how dare they have machine guns to ruin our perfectly timed assaults. Yes, it's just like my grandfather at Passchendaele. He never got back from that either. How unsporting. Folks are going for the carve point there. Jaeger setting out there for Use-m246.
Supplies looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
Been shot to bits there. Clearing out mines, very good by Use-m246. Aimstrong definitely lost a bit of steam here. No sign of additional tanks. Got an anti-tank in the way. He's realised he's going to be on the receiving end of a tank. So Aimstrong there definitely lost some wind. He used to be able to weather the British storm, and is now the one delivering the beatings to the Englishmen. Storm punching westwards. More mines. Very good there. Thumbs up to Use-m246 to Deutschland. And the 21st Panzer with the Panzer from getting away there. Fun fact, the 21st Panzer Division really only had Panzer Force when the Operation Overlord kicked off there and the D-Day began. As they've been still reconstituting after the losses in North Africa, and they were in fact short on equipment, so they actually had to make do with substitution. For example, you had an entire battalion of tankers actually trained on French Somme S-35 tanks. So they, for example, and they were actually retired shortly before D-Day, and so they actually didn't have their Panther battalions they were supposed to on paper, so they actually had to receive a Panther battalion from a nearby Panzer Division, the 2nd Panzer Division, which on the hand then got a Panther battalion from the 116th Panzer Division, which of course then didn't have a Panther battalion. Officers of the Falkenbergs. Commands from the east side, Jaegers falling back there. Good use of sprint bar again. Thumbs up to use. A lot of players tend to overlook stuff like sprint there, but it can be a really good ability in a lot of cases, like some like getting out of action, but also keep up pursuit to get into good position fast. So good work there by Use-m246. Panzer falls out, and Aimstrong's got one in tank and trying to stop it. Graham Eastern field point. And still no sign of what he's planning here back at the base. At this point, I'm tempted to say he might be planning a comet here, but it's hard to say. Pin up machine way there for the Panzer IV. 6 for them shoots and hits right in front of the Panzer IV. Very courteous warning shot, but the gunner would later get the slap from his officer because that's not what they're here to do in this damn war. But sir, no sirs, no warning shots. If I catch you giving another warning shot, I'll give you a warning shot right through the skull. Damn it. Adding a pin machine to the Panther almost done. Still nothing going in Aimstrong space. Again, starting to really get the impression he might be planning near the comet there eventually. No uses fuel disruptions make much out of them trying to get to the comet. I'd say with a lot more, well, a bit more fuel they use at this rate, end up actually going for a tank fast. And there you go. We do get hammer tactics, meaning we do get the comet. Commands ready to ambush again. Good, decent ambushes there from Aimstrong on uses focus. In this case, the sadly a Panther IV. Rather putting that ambush into the ground. Use-m246 following up from the northern side squad here for some more elite infantry. Very good. Section established the Jaegers in the center getting shot to bits. We've got 11 kills. One veteran free, the other close to veteran free. So has been shot to bits by the MG-54 there. Aimstrong is really suffering the loss of that comm in the way he did alongside some other losses, and just the loss of momentum and tempo here. And Use is clearly not intending Aimstrong in the slightest chance of regaining that. So good play there by Use-m246 versus Aimstrong. Very good play.
HQ is under attack.
Covering up the east side, backed up the Jaegers. Shot fired.
Our supply line's
Second
broken.
is the Keddenwerfer. Being shot to bits. Gun bomb off there. 6-pound gun running up. Jaegers they continue to bleed out here. Aimstrong's infantry again, highlighting again why just so many players go for them against the Brits. Of course, they're really good at it. We got 3.6 with 378. Aimstrong still has a minor victory point of use, but it's certainly starting to dwindle a bit away. I mean. Silly Dane. That's not how you English.
Damned enemies trying to take a
Then
point
for
from
decent
us.
victory point, Commando's heading eastwards, close to veteran 2. So he's going to go for that Comet, but he's a bit short on manpower, and of course, fuel-wise, he's also a bit behind. Use-m246's current tactics and strategy are doing quite an effective job at diminishing Aimstrong's ability to quickly push for the Comet, and that way give Use further problems. At this rate, Use could actually get out, say, a Panther before Aimstrong has a Comet, which would definitely give the Comet a bit of a harder time. You could also just go for a lot of Panther Force or Yak Panthers, which may do the job as well, but certainly the Panther would in some ways be a bit of a stronger signal to send. Also the challenge to the commanders in the section. Just getting a bit poorly here for Use's infantry. Light gun bomb off as well there. Ooh! Almost getting wiped there on Use's infantry. Grenadiers. Can the commanders finish them off here? And no, the Devils are knocked there. Plus a bung grenade that prevents some further pursuit there. Gut throw there by Use-m246. Panther was in there, obliterates numerous British infantrymen with a single shot with his 75mm cannon. Very good. Panther 4 shoots. Good hit on the Panther 4. Folks with the sections. Second thing on the Fulton is there. So it's enforcing. Aimstrong getting close to the Comet. In fact, he can soon go for it. And Uses not far off from a Panther either. In fact, it does look like he's going for it since he's not going for a Panther 4. Section Jaegers there, clashing out with his sections. The sappers are just being shot to pieces here by the Jaegers. West side get off summing up, the 11 kills, veteran free. Panther on the way for Use, meaning he's going to get out the Panther head here of Aimstrong's Comet. Again, just highlighting how effective Use just been at controlling the flow of the battle and disrupting Aimstrong. So there, he can finally go for the Comet here, but he's definitely in a tough spot. And Use is definitely looking ascendant still. He's also now got the victory point lead over Aimstrong and the 1st Canadian Infantry Division. Panther on the way there, though.
We're losing a capture point.
And fun fact, when it came to Canadians in the British Army, the Canadians acted to lend the British junior officers like lieutenants because the British were actually having a huge shortage of them, which actually caused the Germans in British sectors to actually think they were against the Americans. Little fun fact there.
Our capture point is being overrun.
Need to ambush in there, go charging forwards. Nicely ambush here, looking to get rid of those Jaegers. Almost got them, got the option squad here, making it much harder. Light gun bomb off again. Panther right about ready there for Use-m246.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Panzerkampfwagen 5, gefechtsbereit. Adding a bit of a challenge there for Aimstrong here once he gets the Comet out. So there you go, Comet tank out.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Panther moving forwards, could have the pin on machine gun 2, I think that'd be a great idea. So, oh yeah, saying the tank commander, very good. Commander's retreating here. Comet forwards, tank commander ready. We got 346 with 265. The victory points are definitely ticking against Aimstrong now. Like, he needs to throw off Use-m246, but where Use has been quite good at playing around, disrupting Aimstrong. Aimstrong seems to be struggling a bit, returning the favour here to Use. Partly again, the Jaegers just making it quite easy to bleed out Aimstrong, which definitely diminishes his assault capabilities, but it just feels like, you know, Aimstrong has lost some of that tactical flexibility to give him some of the early wins against Use. But as I think just the slightly unorthodox play use of later times has possibly also just slightly disrupted Aimstrong's typical flow of battle. Like for some of those patches of Steel Pioneers taking out the Universe Carrier much earlier, I think could possibly give them a slight edge there long term. But there you go, Fox back here. Comet landing decent hit there. But Use still looks very much in control here. Panther 4 force on the west could salvage the wreckage of the Universe Carrier as well. Panther takes a light hit here from the Comet. Panther shoots and misses the Comet in return. We got 3 and 46 with 224. Graham leaves the field point. Comet racing forwards. Shoots decent hit there on the Orbital Garden and the Jaegers. The camera shot bounces off the Comet's 100mm thick frontal armor. Non-slope. Second shot goes a bit off. The mark. Commandos bring up 11 kills. Ace level.
Supply line's been cut.
Another section for Aimstrong. Clearly no commandos for him. Jaegers continue to be an excellent asset here for Use. 22 kills, ace level. And again, just highlighting why so many Orbital Commandos players will pretty much always go for Jaegers versus the British, because they're pretty much like the most effective way to fight the British. And they also think a significant element there, again, just why Use is in a much stronger position now the Aimstrong in the early game, because now the Jaegers are really swinging and make it much harder for Aimstrong to use anything too quickly, and Aimstrong just didn't get them killed fast enough. Section of the Falklandies. Going westwards. Folks are taking everything up here. 23 kills. One's got 16. Panther raiding the base of Aimstrong, going for wipes in the enemy side there. Almost got a wipe there, very good. And we got Sector Assault further squeezing Aimstrong back here from the front line. Panther 4 charging in, this is I'm turning around. Sab's got all run in there. Comet going back, this shot bounces off the Panther 4 front armor. That is very lucky there for Use, very lucky. Certainly fairly unlucky for Aimstrong. Comet getting blasted there by the Luftwaffe here. Really rough spot here for Aimstrong versus Use, really rough spot. Seeing the Panther of the Comet though. Shot bounces, wow. That's got to be frustrating there for Aimstrong. Meanwhile, Use just keeps squeezing and pressuring Aimstrong here. Comet there punches straight through the Panther side armor. Very good shot there. But he needs a lot more good shots to really get a break out of this mess. Panther takes it from anti-tank and down half health. Truck on the way there for Use. That will be the Mechanized Regiment. Could be an indicator he's also not going to transfer for the King Tiger, or just wants repair pioneers. Fixing up the Comet here. We got a bit of smoke off from some source.
Enemy causing trouble.
Severe down much Schlepper out. Section holding over the Panther 4, which is close to 52. Officer section catching the cannon over here. Nice use of a rogue charge here. Looking to finally push westwards. They're trying to ignore Use's main force, I think. Definitely the right approach. And this is effectively what Use did early in the match to swing the game around in his favour. Orbs on Jaegers still make it a bit harder to maintain positions. Comet being fixed up. May have to go for a Cromwell to back up the Comet. You could also go for the Firefly possibly. I suppose consider Centaur to help deal with infantry further. Another option, just bring in more anti-tank guns, maybe additional commandos. There are options here for Aimstrong. The question poses, which option does he choose here versus Use-m246? Panther 4 falling back, Stone Pioneer swinging about. Second with the Jaegers and the Orbital Garden. Comet moving in, Comet moving back. 6-pounder gun moving up here. Panther being fixed up slowly. Mechanized Regiment there to provide additional repair pioneers here for Use-m246, and the 21st Panzer Division group tapped by the center victory point. Very good. Mines here. Still no pin machine in the Panther. We've got 117 versus 346. Aimstrong situation that is certainly a bit dangerous. To put it gently here versus using there you go. Optimum forwards almost hitting a mine there. A Comet supporting. Grenades off on the opposite side, pushing them back. Use attacking. Could have consider trying launching a counter-attack here. Hit behind Aimstrong's front line. You do have a command squad covering the flank a bit for such eventualities, which isn't bad. Bring up Wolves in to take head on. We even got for the fatherland being used correctly, almost. Not bad at all, unless you're Aimstrong, in which case that's actually bad. Sap being murdered, Comet flying away there. Shot missed, that's a bit unfortunate there for Aimstrong. Another shot there. Panther being back. Boob trap goes off on the Commandos, causing a single loss there. Panther moving in, then we got 97 points left versus the 346 of Use-m246. Going for a grenade here on the LG34 crew. Panther trying to kill them and almost succeeds, going for the Eastern victory point. Backing off from the cemetery, realizing again this is going to be a blind spot for now. Panther's racing in. He might be able to surprise with the Comet and possibly take it out here if he does a good job or he gets lucky enough. Meanwhile, Use-m246 is almost ready to call in a King Tiger if he does lose the Panther. Aimstrong guessing setting up for more Comets at this point. Panther bounces the shot here from the Comet. No luck there for Aimstrong. No luck. Back here, reinforcing healing. Shot fired, got a kill there. Panther flanking on the Comet. Shot penetrates. No bounces there. 6-man shoot bounces off the Panther as well. That is fairly lucky there for Youth, but there you go. Comet shot goes through. 6-man gun goes through as well. Jaeger's orbs on there, continue to fight out. The other squad also pace level as well. More hits on the Panther, down to half health. Okay, put it up there. Could try and fire a white phosphorus shell at it. Infantry charging forwards, officer commando sections. From straight here from Hughes in the centre, opening up the centre victory point there. We got 346 versus 64. Eastern victory point C is going for the Eastern fuel point. Closing in on that second Comet or Firefly. Both are options, I think, at this stage here for Aimstrong. Both are options. Got the centre victory point, stopping the bleed for now. He's been neutral. Panther being fixed up here. Reinforcing healing. Comet being repaired. Very close to the second Comet here for Aimstrong. Very close. Got the Eastern point. 18 kills on the Panther. 4 Panther being fixed up. Still no pinlock machine gun. Got mortar cover, which will be used to break up an assault there from Use-m246. That wouldn't be half bad. If you bunch up his troops too much, mortar cover could be devastating. Can't move much here for Aimstrong. Second Comet there for Aimstrong and 41st Infantry Division. Canadian. Foots on the fire from the Comet. 5 kills, halfway through 2. Panther fast, failed to damage the engine. That is lucky there for Aimstrong. In the section that we got centre, we got the section on the fire by Steel Pines and the MD34 quick suppressed. Definitely not great there for Aimstrong. Next holding that point a lot harder and next to impossible. Second Comet halfway done. No sign of mortar cover yet here from Aimstrong. I certainly think it would be a great time to call it in now to defend the centre. Panther takes a hit, the Comet almost done. First Comet is still in repairs, close to 52 though. Definitely no sign of mortar cover here. Wonder what he's planning on munitions. Could it be an air supremacy operation he's somehow got in mind here? Lost a unit there. Casualties piling up. We got another sector assault here. Meanwhile, no mortar cover, no assault, anything like that here from Aimstrong. So it's getting blasted as Aimstrong's officer and commanders launches counter-attack here. Sten guns blazing away. The road charge to boost the commanders, getting a bit of extra push there, very good. Panther leaning forwards. Comet number 2 arriving, first one in a bit of a bad spot. And of course, the air support is making hard for Jack to launch the counter-attack. We got 332 versus 57. Aimstrong's situation is looking pretty grim. Plus, Houston again is in the position to lose to say the Panther or the Panther 4. He can immediately call in a King Tiger. Comet shoots, bounces. Oh, no, actually misses the Panther, doesn't even bounce. Bouncing but quite hitting. More hit, there we go. Comet almost knocked out here by 2 Stuka Kanonenvogel, hammering it with a Thurman cannons, tearing through the armor. Panther forwards, good shot there. By the Comet on the Panther, good shot. Another shot there, bounces off. Panther Comet moving forwards. Air support called in here. He actually called in the air supremacy operation. Ooh. That definitely seems like a waste there. Just for that. I mean, it looks flashy, sure, but not particularly practical. Maybe he thought it was like, you know, sector assault. Impossible. Pump fires, 7 kills, 52. Yeah, this more or less looks like I think Aimstrong realizes a game over there. Had a strong start, but sort of again losing the Cromwell fast due to not supported assault. Things slowly fell apart, and Use proved in this case to be the more flexible operator on the battlefield, and that way tore apart Aimstrong. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.